Hey, you know where you are, the 100-day challenge with me, Tigo. And I got to tell you, I'm going to call this Countdown Sunday because we are count them 4 days away from kicking off this year's 4th annual Now Honors and Power of Pink right here live in Las Vegas at the Brendan Theaters inside the Palms Hotel and Casino. I cannot wait to walk on the stage area. The screen is insanely big. I'm talking about 47 feet all season. There it is. That's 47 feet. This whole 100-day, I've been saying 43. Yeah, no, it's 47 feet. And over 20 feet high. Everybody's going to be larger than life on that stage. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We are 4 days away from the Presidential Lifetime Achievement, where we're going to honor 6 women that are making a true difference on this planet. There they are. I cannot wait to honor them. And then there's the class of 24. Oh, yeah. Check out the class of 24 with Marie Diamond sitting right in the middle. I cannot wait to honor these ladies. And we are 4 days away from kicking off the Power of Pink and 5 days away before all the honors will be given out. I cannot wait because right now they are piled in boxes, just ready to go. But today, I'm going to introduce you to somebody new in our community. I met her at Secret Knock through Lady Jen Duplessis. She said, "This is somebody you got to meet." And I said, "You know what? You're right. She's an entrepreneur. She's a veteran. We're going to forgive her because, Navy, she's Marine, but it's okay. She still served the country and she's still serving in her own way with her family business." Hey, Gabby, what's happening?
Hey Tigo, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited to be on.
I'm excited to have you on. Now, look, I just said it's your family business. You got all these cigars behind you. That better be your family business. So we're in the whole wrong show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a family business. I'm fourth generation in it. I'm Cuban. So my uncles, grandparents, and parents had factories and fields in Pinar del Rio, Cuba, and our current facilities in Nicaragua. The Castros came and took over, so we moved shop, but we brought over our seeds and we brought over some employees so that we could roll it right. And it's still the same product, a handmade, hand rolled Cuban seed cigar. And yeah, I
Wow.
decided I was going to jump into the family business and launch my own private label that is a reflection of me and of my personality.
So what made you say, you could have went anywhere. You were an officer in the military, you could have stayed in the military and said, you know what, I'm just going to do 40 years and then I'm going to put my feet up for the rest of my life. Or you could have went in any direction. What made you say, you know what, I'm going to pick up the torch and I'm going to carry this torch for the 4th generation? Why?
Well, my mom told me when I went to the Naval Academy that I didn't take orders well and I was crazy to try to go in the military. And at 5 years, I decided she was right. It just takes a little bit of time to listen to your parents. Um, yeah, I found that I wanted to be my own boss and I wanted to do something on my own, but I still am super appreciative and I love my military community. So um, the family business, my uncle's daughters have no interest in it. The Marine Corps culture, we smoke cigars. The Naval,
Mm-hmm.
the Naval Academy, the Navy culture, same thing. So it
Mm-hmm.
aligned to what our family tradition is. It just happened to align with what my professional tradition was. So it was a no brainer.
So you said private label. What makes your label different from the 3 generations before you?
So we wanted to be different. We wanted to disrupt the space. So if you think of cigars, you probably think of something that is a warm, rich color, a dark maroon or a dark blue. We decided we're going to go Miami Vice on this thing. We're going to make it bright and colorful. We don't want it to be a dark, gloomy smoke shop kind of feel. We want to do this in a vibrant way. And also, I think smoking, a lot of times people associate it with habitual smoking and with the negative consequences of that. And I'm not a habitual smoker. That's not what we're about. Just like we were in the military, we use these to celebrate. And that's the personality of our cigars. It's a celebration, it's leaving the bull and the politics at the door and having a good time with your friends and your peers and your coworkers and closing those deals.
So what's the meaning behind your name?
So Antipolíticas, it's actually Portuguese, but it means anti-political, just like it sounds. I'm also partially Portuguese, but I wanted to keep true to my Latin culture, the Hispanic culture, and by naming it that and making it something that you could understand easily in English as well, it gets across. I've always been super not political. I'm not a political person. Um, and this is just a reflection of that. We don't want to talk about politics when it's lit. So it's when lit, you leave that stuff at the door.
What made you say, entrepreneurship is the way to go? Because you come from an entrepreneurial family, you know? So a lot of people don't, like I don't. My parents were quote unquote 9 to 5ers. It was more like 7 to 7, but still they worked for paycheck to paycheck. So they thought I was crazy when I wanted to start my first business at 10. What made you say, I'm going to stick right here? Because you, like I said, you could have went anywhere. And what advice would you give someone who's watching right now and thinking about starting their first business?
Yeah, actually, my uncle and my aunt are the only entrepreneurial ones in my family. My parents had
Wow.
jobs. So I was the first of my direct family to go the entrepreneurial space, and it was scary. I have the support of my wife, Lauren, and she's fantastic. And I don't think I could do it without her, but I decided that I could achieve more if I took that route. If you stay in your comfort zone, I think it's hard to achieve greatness. So I think taking the leap, and if you're committed and you're going in 1,000%, you're going to succeed.
Yeah. I am a humongous WNBA fan. Today the Aces play New York. We are sitting here just counting down the minutes. It's going to happen here in a little over 3 hours. I can't wait. And you have decided to bridge, these two worlds together because you're, all about basketball, especially female basketball as well. What is your connection and why do you want to connect your business to basketball, to sports?
Yeah, basketball was my first love, 100%. I played 4 hours a day growing up in high school and middle school. I'm short, I'm 5'6". Unfortunately, I started as a center because I've been this height since I was in elementary school and slowly became a point guard. Um, and I lost 2 years of basketball to injuries when I was in high school, an ACL tear and reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was looking over the college offers that I was going to go to, I had a lot of D2 offers. And I knew that if I put my mind to it, I could probably get to the WNBA. But when I looked up the salary, it was 70 to 100 grand back in 2013.
And it
And I
still
was
is.
like, yeah. And I was like, do I really? I'm short. If I make it, I'm going to be on the low end of that. I said, is it really worth all the potential hurdles and risks of becoming a professional athlete as a woman to go to the WNBA? Or should I go to the Naval Academy or to another one of the really great schools I got offers to get an education and have a career that easily makes double that. So
Right.
it wasn't even something competitive to think about. It was kind of an obvious answer. And I don't want my daughters, my nieces, and girls nowadays to be faced with that same decision because it was a heartbreak. Because, like I said, it was my first love. My heart broke when I chose not to pursue it. So at Antipolíticas, we're investing at least 50% of what we make into women's professional sports. And we're starting by investing in Unrivaled Basketball, which is the WNBA created league for WNBA players to stay at home during off season and have equity in the league. And we're also investing in other women's athletes, like my classmate from the Naval Academy. She just debuted in professional boxing on Friday. She won her first bout in her professional
Yes.
career.
Yes,
And
that's
and we're
awesome.
sponsoring her. So it's not limited to basketball. We just want to invest in the progression of women's sports so that future generations have more of a competition when they make that decision going into the professional sports and pursuing that dream and that passion.
So are you open? Are you taking orders? What's the deal?
We are, yeah. We're taking orders. At first, it'll say pre-order and it says that we're fulfilling it before 2025, we've already started fulfilling. We've already had some really positive feedback, and they're like, we're going to order another one for Christmas. And we're like, man, we really want to get these out in front of everybody. They're coming as a gift to our supporters, our original gangster supporters. We're giving them a humidor. It's the OG collection.
You got cigars behind you. Mike, Alan is my producer and my brother. As soon as he saw it, he was like, it's a Snoop Dogg moment. And now you're talking about OG. That is funny as heck. Do you have the humidor? Can you show it?
Yeah, so this is what it's going to look like as a gift. You're going to get,
Nice.
Sorry, got some reflection. You're going to get a pack, a travel humidor full of each one of our 4 cigars that we're starting with, and this nice humidor that holds 25 to 30 cigars. We're going to be selling bundles of sticks. So if you decide on which one is your favorite or your 2 favorites, we're going to give a quantity discount. We're also, of course, giving military discounts. And that way you can get it at a discount and put this really high quality 4 generations proven blend at your home.
So what does that mean for women?
Do you
have cigars for women?
I have always hated when it's like, is it for women, right? It's like for everybody, right? Like we are not, so I don't think it's a common thing for women to smoke cigars. But I truly believe that smoking a cigar is associated with being like a boss, right? And so I know so many women that are bosses, and we did want to make this collection something that was more inviting to more women. So all of our cigars are pocket cigars. They're not overwhelming. They're smaller so that intentionally, if you're kind of apprehensive at first, it's something a little bit less scary than the traditional cigar. And we have a cigarrillo, which is a smaller cigar. You want me to show you some of these? That's easier.
Yeah.
So this is a cigarrillo. Yeah.
Okay.
It's small. I mean, it's like, think of the size of a Black and Mild, right? And then our largest cigar is, to give you context, not that much larger.
Okay.
And these fit in your pocket. They fit in your back pocket of your jeans. They come in our travel humidors. So if you don't have a humidor,
sit down and break them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't put it in your back pocket. Maybe if you have a sports coat or a bag, it's small, right?
Yeah.
And it already has a humidity pack in here. So if you aren't an avid smoker, which most of us aren't, again, this isn't a brand that's meant for habitual smokers. You don't have to worry about having a humidor because it's inside of a small humidor already. And we also made this color scheme and the style really empowering to women. If you look at our main characters and stuff, like it's badass bitches. That's our style. And it's something that's a lot more woman leaning than I think what you traditionally see in the cigar world.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years? Personally, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
That's a long time, Diego. That is a long time.
10 years to me is 5 minutes. Wait till you get on this side of that. It's going to fly. Trust me. So where do you see? Okay, I'll do it easy. Where do you see yourself in 3 years, which is 10 years to me?
Yeah, in 3 years, this business should be on its own. We're going to be making collections for professional athletes where they're making income off of their own cigar as an additional stream of income for those professional female athletes. So I'm hoping we have a few more collections out of that. We're investing in a ton of women's leagues and that women's professional sports. They're already making a lot of progress, but there's even more. Hopefully we have a few spots open. So ideally we actually have some lounges open and some areas where people can come and hang out. And I'll probably be opening some other business. And I'll probably be buying some more real estate because that's another thing we do. But hopefully we're established. We have this. We have a few brick and mortar spots for people to meet together and hang out. And we've been able to invest, frankly, millions of dollars into women's sports in 3 years.
It was an absolute pleasure to meet you at Secret Knock. And, Lady Jen Duplessis introduced us, and you basically brought us in the hallway and said, you two need to talk. Yeah. And we went and said, okay, what are we talking about? and found, our subject. And I'm just happy to have you on because we want to support, young entrepreneurs as well as, the legends and the seasoned veterans and what you're doing. I think it's absolutely amazing. And keep doing what you're doing. Tell your wife thank you for her continued service because she is still active military, correct?
Yeah, she sure is. Yeah, that's another thing. In 10 years, I'm hoping she is retired.
You're hoping she's retired and you're done moving every 18 months to 3 years. I understand.
Absolutely. Yes.
You're amazing. If there's any way we can support, let us know. I know you can't make it to the Now this year, but I hope you can make it out for next year. Next year's is October 2nd to the 4th.
It's on
And
my calendar.
awesome. And,
Yep.
come out for an Aces game. We already talked about you and your wife coming
Yep.
out next season for an Aces game, to see the three-peaters. Yeah, I got it. I feel it that way. Three-peaters. Let's go.
100%.
You're absolutely amazing. And thanks for hanging out with me today.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Tigo. It was awesome.
Awesome. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I love supporting young entrepreneurs coming up. They're just getting started. When we look in the mirror, we go 10 years from now, that's about, dinner time. They look at 10 years from now, they're going, wait a minute, hold on. That's way too far down the road. I remember being that young. Time flies. I hope she enjoys the journey. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want you to come back next time. And yeah, that's still tomorrow. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a great day. Enjoy the games.